Hello, someone again Nagaland TV de swagat korese. Aro Nagaland TV la first episode that is Good Morning Nagaland de apnan sob monike swagat korese. So itia apnan jana nishna edu program shuru kurole samay te amian hodai isor la presence hi lugine shuru kore. To IB isor la kotha ji amian gi ki digine se itu sabo.
I can endure all these things through the power of the one who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13.
Wow, what a beautiful verse from Philippians. But now we shall proceed to our next segment, that is Think Positive. Let us learn something from Think Positive and be positive in life.
Creativity is intelligence having fun. Creativity is intelligence having fun. Albert Einstein.
Creativity is intelligent and fun. Kwanishna Albert Einstein Berma bhala chulaishe itu words to think positive painyanishna mi khan bi creativity to intelligent ase aru itu to ekta mi han fun kura jinis ekta ase ko kina men uti prai lobo aru itia ami khan top headlines ase IB ami khan top headlines de ki digine ase Nagaland TV bra itu apnaki janai dibo. Nagaland Chief Minister Nefirio states that the findings of SIT on December 4 voting killing can be made public once Centre give permission to prosecute culprits. As India continues to evacuate Indian national from Ukraine and Naga medical student Olika Mlato Shiku land in Delhi, while other two medical students are safe and waiting to be evacuated. Newly constructed building of Directorate of Municipal Affairs near Nagaland Civil Secretariat in Kohima was inaugurated by Chief Minister Nefirio. Polling for the sixth phase of the Uttar Pradesh Assembly election began on Thursday. The voting began at 7 a.m. and is set to continue till 6 p.m. Two explosions were heard near Kiev, Druzhby, Narodiv metro station on Wednesday. Air raids alert in Kiev. Residents were alerted to immediately go to the nearest shelter for safety. Well, viewers, we now have print preview segments, so let us review some local dailies from Eastern Mirror and from Morning Express of Nagaland. So we shall proceed. So, itia ami khan la local dailies te ami Eastern Mirror ase aru Morning Express ase IB ami khan du paper de ki dikine ase du sabo. So, apna la screen de Morning Express ase moi yete pra since we have two paper moi time no cholai gine olop khata pra hi porai dibo ko gine janai di ase. So, I already choose Morning Express Sakri Purubo aro Eastern Parki Purubula Segogine. So, Morong Pra Puru Tagado regulatory system, modern town planning needed to make cities livable. CM Rio. With the state of Nagaland recording a decadal growth of 67.28% as against the national average of 31.80%, Chief Minister Nefirio underscored the need to have regulatory system and reform in the state's town and city. Inaugurating the new office building of the Director of Municipal Affairs, Kohima, on Wednesday morning, Rio said, "Unless we have a regulation to bring a system modern town planning and building by laws our cities, it will not be livable." The chief minister observed that the state is taking a mad rush to urbanization without understanding the concept of rural to local bodies, panchayat and VDBs and the urban to local bodies, and asserted the need for regulation to bring in a system lest the city becomes unlivable as more and more people are rushing to the urban area. So, chief minister la quote para mo ito duru para to. Apnian bi sayal say to yete. To taiba kushe apart from other thing, taiba to main to topic to ki like go to. The state is taking a mad rush to urbanization without understanding the concept of rural local bodies, panchayats and VDBs, and the urban to local bodies, and asserted the need for a regulation to bring in a system lets the city become unlivable as more people are rushing to the urban area. So with the development of being urbanization, they concentrate diato. First, we should learn, the concept of local bodies, the concept of panchayat, the concept of VDS, and the concept of local bodies. After that, uduhan jana peshide mohan urbanization la facility de run kurshi hole bhal hobo. Hole mohan inika direct inika jatu judo ami khan karne bhal na hobo kun janne dese. Mention maybe that the Nagaland building by laws was already passed by the Nagaland Legislative Assembly. However, with some practical difficulties and technical lacunae that cropped up while trying to implement, the first proposal for amendment was made in 2001 and the second in 2012, needing further amendment with no outcome till today. So regarding that, 2001-2002 TV amendment to pass kurchu ilita takbi khobra hanai tai to the regulatory system tai kitia itu integration kurjatam te hi itu kwala thakshu hulibi itula next te ki ase goto moi yete pura itu khan adha line khano chari diase because tai pura itu local market laga regarding the waste management, regarding the two parallel authorities cannot run down about the kurshi, but then I would be more concentrating on the SIT report on auditing because ami hambi itu details to rukhi ase public law te elan kurule ki itu auditing tiru hatsa to mohan ki bi janu dibi asli te ki ase ar kiniga hogine tadela manu hange thurigina ase to itu laporde CM ri wa ki goshi itu laporde puri duwa. So SIT report on auditing shooting to be made public after receiving center's note CM Bagushe. So the finding of the special investigation team SIT set up to probe the killing of 14 civilians by army para commandos in December 4 last year in Nagaland can be made public once the center gives permission to prosecute culprits, Chief Minister Nifurio said on Wednesday. The state government has received the report of the investigation team, the Chief Minister said on the sideline of an official program here. The SIT will now file a case for prosecution of the accused person in the incident. It will require the permission of the government of India, and once it is done, the investigation report will be made in public domain, Rio said. So, as soon as the auditing laga investigation dos pura hoshe gole, samat hoshe gole, reason janche gole to tai government of India ke permission logine itu auditing la incident to sob naga janta khan ke ar dunia pura ke janawa karne itula pore kurshi itu ekla nohe gine itu auditing la thakise ar next to ke ase ko to women should be part and parcel of decision making body CM say to tai man bhal kotha koshe because mohambi janase women reservation ko gine ahi ase and then mohambi say yes women can brabi alag alag organization or political level to the iman tok to equal saman to ahanai hulebi. I wish and I hope that in the days to come, the Maki Hankina decision making bodies as a part ahiyase tahan ahadin the politics TV tahan kurine jawo, and we know that kiniga Maki moto to ek saman ase ek barabar ase to itula porde bi puri diwa. While the contentious issues of 33% women reservation in the urban local bodies ULB election remain unresolved, Chief Minister Rio emphasized on the need to analyze the issues with mutual respect among ourselves. We have to respect our women and they should be part and parcel of the decision-making body, asserted Rio, reiterating that village system cannot be imposed in towns and cities. Referring the Supreme Court recent order granting the state government 6 weeks to bring a formula on how to implement the reservation of women in ULB and to conduct election under the 74 Constitutional Amendment Act, Rio said consultations with the tribal bodies and NGOs will be held soon. The state government will then submit a recommendation to the Supreme Court. However, if the SC doesn't agree to our proposal, then we may find some hindrance and start conflict again. But state is very clear and will do what is possible, he said. Rio, who also holds the charge of municipal affairs, said there are reform mandate under the Act, which, if not implemented, would debar municipal and town conflict from getting financial grant in aids. So it will be Taipra Kobi, itu women can be itu ekta part ho lage 33% reservation upon Amihan to urban to local body ULB the Amihan Kinia to church at Jai 33% reservation. Ututi tai Rio pra emphasize kurine kushiki to issue ekta mutual respect ho lage between among ourselves. We have to respect our women and they should be part and parcel of the decision making body, asserted Rio, reiterating the village system cannot be imposed in the town and city. What a good word to use by our chief minister Rio, on the basis of women law plus reiterating that village system cannot be imposed in towns and cities. Yes, actually busti ko to not that the old thinking bustila rituals khan ko no bustila niyom khan ko no hoy busti laga adat khan busti laga niyom khan to town or city de chulaw na parbo gune aru that doesn't mean that town city de boas we are like Amiala tradition, Amiala root, Amiala culture, Pahur Jawala no hoy holibi, Kies go to Duitabi, Amian Barabar Kune Jawala go star. Right then, my opinion towards the 33% reservation is that Manuhando Koi 33% reservation be kamti as Mahikan Karna because the world is fighting for equality. Na there must be evaluation in work. So American game making a 33% reservation Dishikulebi, Mandukuma agree nukure. But then just think about 33% reservation. Iman kamti 33% reservation Dikinevi, Maiki Manupra itu reservation Chulaikine, Mota Manula, Barabar Hukine, Aishuglo, 33% reservation dia be 50% reservation dia nishna ho jai. So it all depends on individuals, it all depends on public, it all depends on the society how to use a 33% reservation in a right way. Na because komti as we got only less opportunity to use our to chulao karne holibi idu komti pura holibi if you make a difference then it's a big thing kuine ete para samat kurese. So the next is Shukalu on proxy teacher recruitment policy. So, Nagaland School Education Advisor KT Shukalu today said that the issues of proxy teacher in the school education department is a serious problem in Nagaland which need to be addressed at every level. According to the advisor who in situ Zubza for an inaugural function, the government post teacher to school and the school management committee SMC and the village authorities are entrusted to ensure that teachers are in their place of posting and doing their job. If there is shortage of teachers, bring it to our notice. If there are problems, bring it to our notice, he said, while urging upon village authorities and SMC to strictly monitor these proxy teachers and be honest in their feedback. On various student bodies and organizations asking the department to tackle the menace of proxy teaching, Shukalu appreciate their concern and sought the cooperation of everyone to address the issue. Mohon news iman details pra digin thakile the one thing that we should learn is proxy lapode kota ko ase aru itu kota to KT Shukalu pra, he is the Nagaland School Educational Advisor KT Shukalu pra while inaugurating program kwartamte taibatu lapode generation. And yes, udu proxy teacher prahi etu ekta big differences ani de education no libi alag field de holibi when it comes to education yes proxy teacher khan bi kuma to bhal thake because tahan kitab te iman bhal thake kini bi with lots of knowledge thaki kini bi tahan teacher la post na pa ho jay because of the backdoor appointment for the genuine reason ekta ho jay for backdoor appointment tahan na pai so manu han batala place te kam kru de holibi ki ase go the most of the proxy teacher to mohan ki kam pai itu kam mohan pra respect na kuri kine manu ki digine manu pra kura to hoy tahan to tahan la pet karne kuri ase holibi itu manu to itu ini dia to bhalna because it affects children education it affect the future education condition inga indika itu niom na thaka lawful itu law ke bhangala kam to nukru lage kuin janari ase because আমি বি জানি আছে গভর্নমেন্ট জব কারে মনো কিমান মানু হান পুরা আলাক পুরা কুরে আৰু রিসেন্টলি টু রিগার্ডিং দ্য গভর্নমেন্ট জব লাপর টিভি টু আরপিপি খান প্রায় টু কিবা হানা পার্ডা ফাঁস করা নিচিনা তাহান পুরা জানাইছে কি ইনিকা চলি আছে তাহান ইভেন দো দে আর নট ক্যাপেবল or they might be capable but inika noi kini bi they are getting like free enrollment tahan do free apai ase kam inika nukuru lage because mohon itu earth to itu zindagi to ami khan sob manu competition ase if there is a fair competition thakine harishe gule do manu bi biya na pai aro mohon bi mohla society mohla environment mohla itu culture da ami hamni positive growth to dikhe if there is a fair competition or mohon harishe gule libi fair competition na thaki kine ekbar brain ka harai dia to mohla mentality mohla thinking change jaro mohla ekta manula peace thaki aro tu harishe gule to ami hala life to da men kiman kuri libi na para hoje aro ami khan pra ki values dikhin thake itu values pe hari jay konishna itu khan la pore shukhalo parabi the proxy teacher khan la pore bhal ba suku rakhibi aro inika nukuribi ko kine jana to akha kure ase manu kiman manu baita kure inia kuri ne ahi ase tahan bi sob dur chhari dibo ina kuri kine hi bacha khan ke bhabi kine holi bacha khan la education bhabi kine holi age jawo ko kine yete prahi duita headlines prahi moi morong express to samat korse so I be ekta man eastern mirror jawo so display kru paranai hulebi moi eastern mirror bi puri dibo because duita newspaper bi agina ase so the first thing is that first headline moi lo thaka do eastern mirror pa do state reports 3 new covid cases to Nagaland reported 3 new positive COVID-19 cases on Wednesday, taking the state tally to 35,413 while active cases declined to 86. To Nagaland parbi tinta notun COVID-19 COVID to Eastern Mirror paper ase COVID cases durishe to itu milagi ni tia Pradesh thakia to 35,413 while active case load declined to 86. Data from the Department of Health and Family Welfare informed that Dimapur reported 2 cases while Mokchung reported 1 cases. So Dimapur were duita, Mokchung barakta. The death toll remained unchanged at 752 with no fresh death reported in the last 24 hours. So Manu Murado 752 days ita be nutun update to hanai Manu Murado the state cumulative recoveries also increased to 33,092 with 10 more recoveries during the same period. The recovery were reported in Dimapur with 8 cases and 1 each in Kohima and Longland. Out of 86 active cases, 70 are asymptomatic, 13 mild, 2 moderate on oxygen and 1 in ICU on ventilator. So this is the recent COVID update. It's to the next one medical student from Nagaland arrives in Delhi. So in total, there are 3 persons from Nagaland itself who tahan kunpra they abroaded themselves in the Ukraine for the doctor degree. To MBBS puru karne kuma the doctor idula pore kuma the medical student idula pore jaise to tinta para majoti to ekta to I think because Gupta lata Moldovia border de jagne Hungary lata jagne punjishe aro regarding the amen la kone chukri ekta ase tai bi rasta di ulai kine punchi ula ase na punchi she tu ula pore ase aro ekta notun to Delhi punchi she go kine khobar paiche to be Mahala Naga 60 brother khani ase arvid purwa one of the medical students from Nagaland who were stranded in war-torn Ukraine arrived in New Delhi on Wednesday while 2 others are still awaiting evacuation. The student requesting anonymity told this newspaper that it was a miracle to have made it out alive. And thank the people for upholding her in prayer. She is pursuing medical courses at Poltava city in Ukraine, which is 2.5-hour drive from the Kharkiv and about 4 hours from the country capital Kyiv. She moved out from Ukraine following the Russian military offensive and reached Rizal in Poland, from where she took a flight to India on Tuesday evening. She reached New Delhi. So from Poland prahi tai India flight luche ina untai Tuesday evening te New Delhi de punjishe 10 bajinga fale. So in a special flight arranged by the government of India, sources from Nagaland House in New Delhi informed that she would be flown to Nagaland on March 4, as the Delhi-Dimapur flight were not available on Thursday. While informing about her arrival in New Delhi, Nagaland Chief Minister Nifurio took down to Twitter to express his gratitude to the government of India and further requested the center to ensure the safe return of all Indian citizens and pray for a swift end to the conflict and peace to prevail. So, Bishimanto itu Ukraine and Russia war hui thakau najanin thagu pare. Yes, Mohammed being as an anchor, being as a desk writer, being as a copy editor, me myself Mohammed regarding to Ukraine and Russia la pore mohan kam kurigina hai se. So it is a very lengthy story because American back te jaise kule to back te to past te sachi kule to history sachi kule to somehow Russia laga low lai sabti bi jai holibi itia modern era te sachi kule to inika to nohobo lage holibi ami mi jani ase Russia khan pra achanak pra ikine inga Ukraine khan ke war shuru kura to Ukraine khan bi stop no ho ko gina thaga to inika hoine chuli ase. So inika pra kinika not only Indian citizen but there are so many foreign people, abroad people kun tade jagina duk pai gina ase from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, from India, from America, from Canada bishi jaga pra itare duk pai gina thakse hulibi do Dadila Mola government of India for evacuation de ku digdari na digine ene bacha khan ye punchai diwo khugine to oath lwa to kasam kha to itu do Nagaland TV tinda chukri chokra thaki gine ekta do punchu bole ase March 4 de aru duida do evacuation process te ase. So I hope that tan tinjum ni bhala punchu and moreover ekta chokra to itu Ukraine la porde to Kharkiv la so to murishe goine jani paise aru to mohala S J Shankar pra moha minister S J Shankar pra Twitter janai diala ase. So inia gatna nohobo karne apne hani प्रार्थना ko rakbi pray pra manla life manla zindagi bachao pare to apna lagta chutu pray pra manula life rakhiu para dekhi ami down khota ase India nishna aru mohon apne an ge to numbers khan email khan to di thaki gina hi ase. So itu do hoda news to be ami apnane koi thakibo regarding that email regarding the phone number to contact aru noishuguli bi contact kurna parshuguli bi Naga Student Federation office se jagene NSF office se jagene tare jagene hi apni khan la details khan apla bacha khan ninga puri gina ase nolibi friends khan ninga tate ase kul apna through tate ba contact kuri gine hi akuru parwo kon jane di ase. So itu Ukraine to Russia war to chuli ase holibi khotom to hobo utu to jani ase war to kile khotom no hobo holibi president khan prime minister khan war khotom hole to handshake kuri kine mili jabo bhangi thaka ghor khan to rebuild hui jabo renovation hui jabo aru economics giring thaka bi uthi jabo sob uthi jabo holibi manu murala life to kite wapas anu na parbo ninga nishna America no de prathana kuri gine inika war khan pra bachigine thakibo karne ki hushuguli mohonla itia la zindagi to ami hala past life hu jay ahad din sa hushugule to itu past life te manu murishe inika ba manu murishe iman inika hoigine inika bara manu murishe ko to ino hunga nuhuniu karne sob nijor la country nijor la manu khan karne prathana kuri takibi inika jhakra khan no labo karne. So with this moi ite prahi Eastern Mirror aru Morning Express la print preview analysis to khatam kores. So we were Mohand into newspaper, and regarding different segment we have completed. Now it's time to look back into the past. Let's turn the page of time and have a look at what happened today in the yesteryears.
Oil was discovered in Saudi Arabia on March 3, 1938. World Wildlife Day is globally celebrated on March 3 every year.
Well, like always, this is our favorite segment, and obviously zero stop on latago because news purikine eman enega hoikne thakia to ita ami hant mohala morning melody sabo gana ba ki refresh kura ami ange.
Ashishino huelo, ashishino huelo, Dishimaye ayeri polo, niye amuri memila kishinya.
Asheshino uvelo, asheshino uvelo, asheshino uvelo, dishimoye ayeri paulo, niye amlori memila. Asheshino uvelo, asheshino uvelo, asheshino uvelo, dishimoye ayeri paulo, niye amlori memila. Kishinya.
So dear viewer, this is all for the day, but let us check today's weather update before we leave. Because we care for you, wish you all a very good day and a blessed morning. So with this, signing off, your anchor, Rovina Lama.
Nagaland TV, Sop Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 10 in Global Chapter, and for Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram,